What's up, everybody? Trinity here, coming to you live from the multiverse. I hope you're all having a very good day today. I see we've got a few very cool people here in the building already hanging out with us. I see we've got my man Jedi Mike here, as well as Jason from Polyhedral Paradise, my man, as well as Dixie, my Dixie Rex in the building. Wait, is my? I don't mean my. I don't. You get it. You get it. Thank you all so much for being here today. I see we've also got StarWarsMCU-OG. Thank you all so much for being here. And you know what, guys? I need to grab one little thing here. One little thing. Sorry, I had to. Oh, come on! Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. I hope you're all having a very good day. I'm going to be here and talk a little bit about Loki Season 2 and possibly go into a little bit of Loki Season 1 and talk about some of the things going on there. Some of the different things that I've kind of noticed going on here. I'm sure there's plenty of conversation regarding this series. Right now. And I definitely have some thoughts getting out of, Loki Season 2, Episode 1. I thought this first episode of Loki here in Season 2, I thought it was a pretty good episode. It didn't, though it seems like it gave us quite a little bit more in this episode than most of the episodes throughout the first season of Loki. But the production seemed to be pretty good. Everything about the episode, it was pretty decent, right? It wasn't too bad. I have no real complaints regarding what we got here out of the first season or the first episode. I definitely got complaints about the first season. Dang, you guys know that. You guys know I've got certainly. Oh, come on, don't do that. Certainly got my complaints. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Do that. Definitely got some complaints about that, and some of those I'll probably actually talk a little bit about here today. And let me see. Oh, is this thing not going to work either? Okay? Let's see if we can fix this thing on here really quick. Let me see. Where's this at? I know we've got. Let me see. There we go. Is it going to work now? Let's see if that's going to work. It should work. If on the chats. The chats are supposed to be showing up right here. So I don't know what's going on there with that. You guys know how the Streamlabs can be at times. Let's see. Okay. It's still not going to work. You piece. Okay. Hold on. Let me get in here and click some of these settings. That's all good. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not working. You know what? Let me try this. Do that. And then we'll undo that. And then see if it's going to work now. I don't know why it does. I don't know why it does this. Yeah. I guess regardless, I still look good. I look real good. Matter of fact, look how that beard's coming in. Looking pretty good. But okay, so getting here into this first episode of Loki Season 2. I thought it was a pretty good episode. Some of my big complaints about the first season of Loki was, for the most part, some of the acting. When it comes down to it, Sophia DiMartino, to me, I just didn't really think she did a good job in the acting. As a matter of fact, I think it really brought down a lot of what happened in the show. As well as we could even talk about the other, what's her name? X, R, or G, B, B15, right? B15? Is it G15? R15? the one she's already been here in this first episode. Just a lot of the acting really flat. And, to me, when it comes to acting and everything, it takes a little bit more than just delivering lines and staring, at whoever you're talking, like whoever you're doing. Like, it really takes, definitely takes emoting, being able to emote and express emotion through your face, your facial reactions, and just little micro expressions, as well as changes in tone of voice, the way you deliver your lines, and things like that. See how I just did that? You see what I'm talking about? Just little things like that really make all the difference in the world. And to me, watching that season, it was so hard because this actor, Sophia DiMartino, a lot of her emoting isn't really good. I didn't feel any kind of emotion out of her. And just a lot of different things like that. I just really couldn't, I really just didn't dig in her acting abilities from what we got in that first season, as well as the same thing with B15. I think it's B15, right? Am I wrong? Correct me down in the chats if I'm wrong. And to me, those kinds of things, those are the little kind of things that, to me, are big things, because there's so much, especially with Sophia DiMartino, supposed to be one of the lead actors in here, if you will. She's one of the bigger parts of it. The other girl, B15, she was a little, not as much. She had a smaller role. But when you add all those things up, it's kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? It wasn't that individual straw, It's all of it combined, by the time you get there. It's all the little things that really add up, that really kind of ruined a lot of that for me. Hopefully Sophia got to take some acting classes here in the past couple of years, and hopefully improve her performance a little bit, because I will say that it doesn't look like the other girl, B15. Okay, it is B15. Thank you so much for being here, chilling. It doesn't seem like she's doing the same kind of thing, the same kind of acting, where it's just like, just furrow your brow and deepen your voice a little bit, and you can show how serious you are anytime. That's all it takes. Sometimes you do the jaw clenching thing. And it's just like, it takes more than that. And to me, these are big things when it comes to, acting. But you guys know, if you've been around here long enough, that these are part of my critiques and things like that regarding why a lot of people, you see them not in very many movies. You see plenty of actors who are very big on TV. They get a lot of TV roles, and you don't really see them cross over and have success on the big screen. And these are some big things, if you ask me. Again, I haven't seen Sophia DiMartino in a whole lot. I haven't seen this girl that plays B15 a whole lot in any kind of movies or anything like that either. I think a perfect example of that, and plenty of people, I know this is going to start fights. Somebody's going to come in here and start a fight with me here in the chat about Grant Gustin, who plays Flash. Look, I never watched the Flash show. Don't really care. I don't have any flesh in that game. But I will tell you, when that movie was getting ready to come out, Flash, everybody talking about, oh, he should be the Flash, they should just recast him and blah, blah, blah. Look, he's played Flash for how many seasons of this damn show? Do you ever hear his name being in movies, on the big screen, anything like that? No. You know why? Because there's got to be something about him. He's just missing that it factor. I don't know, because I never watched the show. I can't confess that. But there are certain things that I definitely know when it comes to the difference between television and the difference between movies. And this is one of the big things. And look, there's nothing wrong with having a television career. You got a steady paycheck, especially when you got a franchise that has gone on, or a show that's gone on for so many years. I mean, you've got a pretty steady paycheck out of that. You probably don't need to be in big blockbusters. Nothing wrong with that. All good. Feel how you want about that. I'm sure you guys will let me know down in the comments below whether I'm wrong about that, because everybody tries to prove me wrong, and I'm just like, where's the proof at? Where's the big movies this guy is in? Because he's a TV actor. You don't have that it thing. There's just things that he's missing. Certain skill sets that you don't have to be, economically viable. Is that on the big screen? Or you get what I'm saying here. I guess not. I guess it would be economically. You gotta be a good actor to bring in some goddamn money and put asses in seats. But that's a big thing. And that's one of the things I really didn't like about that first season of Loki was a lot of that stuff. We could get into all the stuff about the filler episodes and all the other little things, but it's mostly for me. It was the acting here in this first episode of season 2 of Loki. They obviously mostly leaned on Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston, who are really good actors. I mean, I freaking love Owen Wilson. Tom Hiddleston is Loki. I mean, it's gotten to the point where he's almost that, like, he is Loki, right? Isn't it? Are we there? He is Loki. Don't ever say that. He's not Loki. He's just good at playing this character. He's not Loki, though, okay? Because just like Chadwick isn't T'Challa, just like RDJ isn't Iron Man, just like Chris Evans isn't Captain America, okay? I'm sorry to pursue. Just like Hugh Jackman isn't Wolverine. Ooh, I know somebody wants to argue with me about that. But the thing is, these guys are very good. Tom Hiddleston has done a good job portraying these characters. They brought in the old guy. They brought in Short Round. His name is escaping me right now. Kwi-Han. You know who I'm talking about. They brought him in as Obi, and his name was actually the whole Ouroboros was what the whole first episode was named after. Pretty much because we get introduced to him in that first episode, and it kind of largely hinged on a lot of his performance and what he was doing, his character was doing in that first episode, as we obviously opened up right after the end of season 1 of Loki, where he arrived in the TVA, and you see the Kang statue there, and he was sitting there just freaking out, talking to Mobius and B-15. And you see him running down the hallway. He gets trapped. You notice too. I gotta just say that like, maybe sometimes you need to do something for your acting. Like, we seen Tom Hiddleston running. All of a sudden we seen Owen Wilson running behind him. You know who we didn't see running? B-15. Go for a fucking jog sometime. Ooh, man. Okay, now, all right. That was mean, right? That was mean. And learn how to act. Okay, I'm done. I swear. But we seen, he jumped. He jumped over the little wall and out, and we get some more that kind of, man, I hate to say, like, I guess that Marvel sort of humor thing that they do, where he ends up landing in the mail cart, and it goes and it smashes into the King statue, and then it crashes into the building, and it sits there, and then it teeters, and it finally falls, and she almost crashes, and she takes off running. He's like, oh, she'll be fine. And, just like little shit like that. Like that's fine. You put that in there. It's not a make it or break it for me, but I see little things like that, and I'm just like, it's just some of that silly cheesiness. We probably didn't. I mean, I don't know. It's some of those little things like that add up to the big things, right? And I'm glad we didn't get a whole lot of that in this episode. We pretty much got that. That was it. But even at the very beginning of the show, kicking it off, I see that, and I'm kind of like, yeah, can we just stop with, like, some of the stupid humor shit? Like, I get you gotta put some humor, some slapstick in there. Fine, I'm fine with humor, some slapsticky kind of shit like that. It's fine, but at least they didn't take it overboard with the sarcasm. Can I be honest here? Like, I'm glad they didn't take it overboard with the sarcasm. But we seen as he crashed there was the little old school monitor that fell and cracked the ground, and then later as he's time slipping, we see he ends up there in the future where the guy Casey knew who he was, and there was that whole little confusion there as we were kind of seeing what is going on with the time slipping, where he's going back and forth in time. Not necessarily one of the things we thought going out of at Loki season 1, which was that he went to a completely different version of the TVA. We see that it is actually the TVA, the same TVA, as far as we know so far, that he is in, and he just ends up back in the past, and then he's slipping to the future and things like that. Now, however, I will say, who's to say that there's not different multiverse versions of the TVA? Maybe there is, right? Maybe there is. But we see those just the little things for the setup there. We see something that I definitely got to touch on when it comes to Mobius having the conversation with B-15, where he is sitting there. They're talking, she's talking about, oh, we got to free all these people in the TVA, and Luke, I'm about to say Luke Wilson, Mobius. Okay, how about that? Not Owen Wilson. Is Mobius talks about, oh yeah, hey, your gods aren't gods, and all. He makes that little joke. That joke of a line, and she's like, yeah, but these people deserve to know they've got lives. They deserve to live those lives. But the thing is, if you go back and you watch season 1, they don't have those lives. Those lives are done for them because they are that variant, okay? They very specifically talked about some of the variant stuff in that very first season of Loki. And the thing that they showed on their little monitor on their very own graphics is that those people went on to live their lives in their normal way before they became a variant, and the variant should have been basically snapped out of existence. Should have basically been trimmed, right? They go and they face their little trial, which they're obviously going to be found guilty of doing something they're not supposed to do, and getting trimmed and being sent to the beyond, the void. Right? Now, the thing is what they explained very specifically in the first episode of Loki season 1 was that there's a timeline going on, and when somebody veers from that timeline, it creates a branch reality, which they in turn, because that somebody is doing something they're not supposed to do according to the TVA, what they dictate is not supposed to be happening. They go and they showed the timeline where things were going normal, and then that variant went and did his thing. They pulled the variant out, they arrested him, and they went and they trimmed the timeline. It even shows this on the graphic. They trimmed the timeline, boop, and you see the non-variant version of that character go back to their normal timeline and carry on. So that person who was plucked isn't like they're gonna die and they're gonna be missing stuff, but that version of them that didn't do the thing they weren't supposed to do is there. So it's not like somebody's family is missing them. They trimmed the branch and life carried on how it was supposed to according to the TVA. So the thing that she's talking about, like, oh, people need to go back and live their lives. Well, sure, but you got to create a timeline for them because they don't have a timeline that they exist in anymore because there is somebody there existing in their life, right? Kind of like, I guess you could think of it almost like, remember in The Last Starfighter when he goes off into space and, they have that whole robot thing there. It's almost like that, but there's actually somebody there that is actually another version of them there living that life that they were in. Are you going to go and take that person who was that other version of them who didn't deviate from the timeline and trim them and put them back in there? Then they missed all that. You see how that works? It's not quite how it works. So there's some of that flawed logic when it comes to that. And by that same token, would actually, erase or sort of negate what happened in Avengers Endgame. Now, in Avengers Endgame, you would see some of those things happen where they went after the Tesseract and Loki, things went awry. Loki picked up the Tesseract and escaped. Okay, all that would probably still happen because they effed that up where, they're sitting there and they fumbled the ball. And they lost the Tesseract, and they had to basically abort that mission. They had to go back and do what they were supposed to be doing, right? Okay, so what would happen? It's really hard to say in that case. Is that basically that because they went and they trimmed Loki and they reset the timeline right at the very beginning of Loki season 1. Okay, so what they would do is they would take him, arrest him, and go send him to the void or whatnot, and then that would erase everything that he did right there that he wasn't supposed to do according to the TVA, and it would reset him right back into Avengers Tower with the Tesseract. So maybe who knows what happens. The Avengers were apparently allowed to do what they were doing, so apparently the Tesseract would essentially slide up to his foot, he'd look at it and pick it up, and maybe Thor would step up and be like, no, I don't think so, buddy, and grab it out of his hand and put it in the case and go on and do their thing, while in the meantime, the Avengers who were there trying to get the Tesseract would, already, they would have already been like, oh, hey, shit, we messed this up, let's get out of here, because at that point, they're already found out, they're already looking at the Tesseract, and their chance to actually get it would be done. They would have to go somewhere else to get you right. You understand what I'm saying? I hope you get this. It's not very difficult. It's not very difficult. But that Loki would end up back where he was in Avengers Tower in Avengers Endgame. That's exactly what they set up in Loki Season 1 when they go to trim those variants off. It's exactly what they set up. So, take that for what it is. But there's also other flawed logic within the show itself as well. I mean, that really ultimately always comes back to the way that they go and trim those variants off of those branches off the timeline. Now, the other thing when it comes to that, trimming those branches off of the timeline is the fact that what they are doing, like branches happening naturally, is the natural way things happen in the universe, right? It wouldn't actually cause incursions and all this stuff. Like, maybe you clocked in late, or maybe you caused an uprising and all this stuff. Look, that's not creating a branch reality. That's just creating what it was supposed to do. Like, what would have happened if the TVA was never there, right? If the TVA was there, before the TVA was ever found, and I know somebody's going to argue, well, before the TVA, they created the TVA, so those time branches wouldn't happen, and there wouldn't be the multiversal war, and there wouldn't be all this and that. But the thing is, the natural occurrence would be for somebody to do what happened before they got trimmed. That would be the natural occurrence, and that would just be the branch itself, the world, the whole branch, like, because you've seen the graphic they use the line, they use the branch, and everything carried on, and no, the natural occurring world would be the branches, the branch realities, and all of those kinds of things that might lead to a multiversal war. That's just the way the chaos of nature works. That's what would happen. It would just be a different reality from the normal reality that's supposed to be. So you got the 616, you got the 617, 618, you get what I'm saying, right? It's just a naturally occurring thing, because what did they ever do before the TVA? Well, there was the multiversal war, and there was incursions and stuff like that. But that is the natural order of things in the first place. Without the TVA there, before the TVA was ever there, that's how things occurred naturally. But you also probably didn't have people going through and messing with the multiverse and different things like that. But that's just the way shit naturally works, right? Okay. So, anyway, now that I got that out of the way, the other thing that we see, moving on, we see him time slipping. We see that once he actually gets a hold of Owen Wilson, he goes down. They go down to that lower level where they end up meeting OB, or Ouroboros, and they kind of bring him in. He's talking about the time slipping, and then that's when we find out that he's actually time slipping, going back in time and forward in time. And we honestly don't really know in time whenever he is. Is there any point when he actually goes into the future of where he was at originally? Or is he just slipping into the past? He never slips into the future? Did they just not think of that and they just left that out? They're like, oh, he's time slipping, but he only slips back in time and then back to where he was. He don't slip forward in time and then back to where he was. Because really that would ultimately show the effects of what they're talking about in the show as far as affecting things in the past, which is actually kind of debunking all the logic that they had in Avengers Endgame, where they were talking about Back to the Future being bullshit. Which, I mean, if you think about the logic that they're using and you think about it, it really does have to be bullshit, because I'm here right now. If I was able to travel back in time and I interfered in my parents' fucking lives and there was something else happened, it wouldn't ever prevent me from being born. I'm already born. Right? I'm already born. I'm already here. I'm already exist. It doesn't erase me out of the timeline. Like, I'm going to look at my picture and it's going to start fading and no. That's not the way it works, right? They were right. Back to the Future is a bunch of bullshit. Hey, I'm just the messenger, ladies and gentlemen. But we can see what they have done is they are establishing the fact that Loki is going back in time and changing time as he goes back. And this is obviously something Kang has done, He Who Remains has done, Victor Time, whoever you want to say, any of these different Kang versions has done, is actually gone back and changed time. But they have the technology. They actually have the technology to do that. He does anyway. Kang has the technology. The Avengers, in the case like in Endgame, they didn't have that technology. But they are obviously setting up the fact that you can actually change time in a sort of sense. Right? And we've seen foreshadowing of this before, actually, in Ms. Marvel. If you watch the Ms. Marvel show, they actually established the same thing. Because, one of the things I know I heard Josh over at the Denim Nerds talking about when it comes to some of this stuff, and I think it was something actually that was brought up by New Rockstars, where they were talking about the little TemPad thing that he didn't have a TemPad that Kang actually had that had that metal in there, and they're talking about the ore of the the ore stuff that Sophie was actually mining for with that little shovel and all that bullshit. What that is made of is that kind of gold liquidy substance that you see when Kang is telling a story, or the He Who Remains is telling a story, and it's all forming up, and you see him flick it like it's water. And you see all those kinds of things. And maybe that is something that actually has to do with a certain sort of technology that helps them be able to travel back and forth in time and actually change history, actually change things. And this is something I talked about coming out of Ms. Marvel, because if you go watch the Ms. Marvel show, that was something that they set up too, where I talked about they're actually changing what they established in Avengers Endgame, where in Avengers Endgame they're talking about you can't go into the past and change the past if you because that past then becomes your future, right? You get it? It creates a completely different branch. Reality is something completely different from what actually happened in yours. So it would essentially, like, say you're going off in this timeline and you went and did that and changed, it would change that, branch that other timeline off, where this timeline, how things were supposed to naturally happen or supposed to actually happen in the first place, is still going to happen. But you've got this other branch reality where this thing didn't happen and it's going, or did happen, and it's going this way, right? So you got a branch reality off of this other reality. Okay, so basically where you can't go back and change time, but then that branch would actually be your new future, because you're actually from this one, but that one is your new one. But you get it? It's, yes, it gets a little deep. But if you go back and you watch the Ms. Marvel show, and I believe one of the things, and I talked about this before when it comes to Ms. Marvel and her bangles, as well as Shang-Chi and the 10 rings, one of the things I talked about before, and I talked about this in several streams, where those were the 10 rings, they say in the art of book that those rings are actually made of an otherworldly metal. They don't know what they're made out of, as well as you see the little glowy things in them. They don't know what that shit is made of either. If you look at Ms. Marvel's bangles, it does the same thing. They're made of another worldly metal that they probably have no clue what it is. When they go to examine them, it's got the little things that glow up just like the 10 rings. Very simple stuff. If you think about the fact that they have technology that's helping them harness different things in the universe, and I believe Ms. Marvel's bangles, when you get them, when you get and utilize them, they actually allow you to do the same thing, which is go back in time and actually change the past. Because they showed proof of this in that show, where we seen that, Ms. Marvel, Kamala, was sitting there talking about, oh yeah, my grandmother, and the stars, she had to follow the stars, and that's what led her back to her father. And we actually seen in the show where she got the bangle from her grandmother, and we seen her in the show that she is the one that actually went back in time and led her grandmother back into the arms of her grandfather. You get it? Like, she actually went back in time and changed shit in her actual past that saved her grandma. And then, you see where I'm going with this. She actually changed the past, because otherwise, but the thing is, it had to have happened before, right? It had to have happened before Ms. Marvel, because, you get it? But she actually did that, right? She went back in time and changed it. And I think that's where they're actually, we get some of this stuff, like that little TemPad sort of thing. It wasn't in the TemPad like they're using the TVA, but like Kang had, where they're utilizing a different kind of technology that actually does allow them to actually travel back in time and do stuff and it not affect your actual timeline. And I think that's what they're trying to establish with Ms. Marvel, as we talked about in the show before, and then what we see going on here. Now, the other things that I haven't really looked into a whole lot is the whole other thing with like the time loom and some of those different things and how they got to get Loki back. I've just kind of been very busy, but I think a lot of that stuff seems pretty, it seems a little silly and far-fetched, but when you think about all this stuff, it really kind of is, right? It really kind of is. But the other thing is you know, I know a lot of people talking about like, oh, who was it that hit Loki with the little stick and trimmed him, and then he, you know, ended up being saved there at the very end, and he comes back just by some miracle. He ends up coming back and jet streaming right into Owen Wilson and the Mobius, and they fly through the doors, and they barely made it back inside. Woo! Like, who was it that trimmed him? Well, I mean, we see there's variants, we see different things going on. I mean, how hard would it be to have a different multiversal version of Loki go through? And I mean, you know, but obviously we'll probably find out tonight that, you know, it was whoever. I mean, you know, it's probably not as deep as some of the speculation we've heard, because one of the things we've definitely noticed throughout these shows is that they're not that deep. They don't go as deep as a lot of us fans speculate. A lot of the things that we think about in our little nerdy brains, like, oh, it's probably this and this and all these things that we theorize. They're probably sitting there in the studio going, shit, I wish I'd have thought of that. That's probably exactly what they're thinking. You know what I mean? It's probably exactly what they're thinking. But anyway, man, I really wish I could get this thing to work here. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's really all I had. But altogether, I thought that first episode of Loki season 2, I thought it was pretty good. I think there was a lot more cool shit going on than we got out of most of season 1. I mean, season 1, like, let's be honest, it really revolved around that first episode, mostly the last episode. A bunch of nothing really happened in between. I mean, I guess it wasn't a bunch of nothing. It was a bunch of terrible acting from Sophia DiMartino and the other young lady who plays B-15. But that's just if you ask me. But yeah, certainly plenty of things going on that they have set up regarding the time travel and being able to affect the past, the future, and things like that. Stuff that I've talked about here on the channel before when it came to like Ms. Marvel going back in time, actually changing her own actual timeline and things like that without it creating a branch reality that, you know, she wasn't part of or wasn't on and stuff like that. So I don't know, just a few little things. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'll try to get here through some of these chats. I've got to get ready to go. It's going to be a fairly shorter stream tonight because I've got to get ready to go pick up my kids from class. But let's get in here and see what you all are talking about, because I see we actually have some other great people who joined us here in the live chat. I see we got my man Mike Porter in the building, as well as, did I see Aggressively Relaxing in here? You son of a... Guys, go check out Aggressively Relaxing's channel. Very good channel. The other day, what was that, last week, he was actually doing his new comic book day reviews. He's doing a new comic book day video showing off his pull list, the books that he picked up. And he actually got a spam call. We got a spam call live. It was absolutely great. You guys should make sure that you go check it out. Go check it out. Let me see if I can see if this thing's. Let me see if this thing still works here. Let me see if this thing still works. What? See if this thing will. Is it gonna do? Oh, it's gonna do that thing. Is it gonna do that thing? Is it gonna make me? Is it gonna send me an email? It's gonna be like, oh hey. Okay, it's not. It's not gonna do that thing. It does that sometimes. Sometimes it can be testy. But let's see if Streambot will work here. There we go. Let's see if Streambot's gonna work. Anyway, can't say freaking out over my baseball team. They play in a couple of minutes, says Mike Porter. All right. Oh, you saying baseball is more important than me? Baseball's more. All right. All right, Mike Porter. I see how it is. Yeah, never fear. Chillin' is here. Thank you so much for being here. Chillin' in the basement, my man. And one of these days we're gonna get together, Chillin'. We'll get together and we'll do some streaming. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. I can be center field. Yeah, you're gonna give me a copyright claim. Did y'all see the clip for tonight's show? Loki looks like the old Avengers Loki. No, I didn't. I haven't seen the clip. Of what's coming out tonight. The show and acting was perfect. Well, not Loki season 1. It wasn't. Sorry, Mike Porter. But you're not here anyway. You're watching baseball. You know, you can watch baseball on your TV and me in your hand. You know, like, hey. Like, there's nothing exciting going on in baseball anyway, right? It's just like, trust me, I'm a cyclist. I like watching cycling. It's the same. It's like the same thing. It's like watching fucking paint dry. So let's not act like you're missing anything here, Mike. Okay. I think so. It's in the bingo line. Which one's in the bingo line? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. B52 said Mike Porter. Don't talk about emoting until you have emoted yourself. All right, my bad. I'll make an emoji. B17. What if you are intentionally trying to age or trying to ape Wes Anderson's style in color palette and line delivery, resulting in actors being directed to deliver flat to highlight the absurdity of it all? You know what? I'll give you that, Aglax. I'll give you the whole, if they were intentionally trying to do the whole Wes Anderson thing, but I will tell you, the people who directed Loki season 1, was her name Kate Herron? Look, she's no Wes Anderson, okay? She's no, don't insult Wes Anderson like that ever again. Ever again. All right? Just don't do it. If you want to get kicked off, if you want to get booted from the chat, I'd suggest not ever doing that again. Don't ever do that again. All right? It's not cool, man. Not cool. First 3 seasons were good of The Flash. Yeah. It's time to get away to the Love Shack, baby. The Love Shack. Yeah. If you see a faded sign. Oh, no. We're not going there. Clint Eastwood is my favorite actor. Hey, Clint Eastwood's a damn good one. Yeah, and he knows how to act. Yeah. Tin Roof, Rusted. Look at you guys. What you guys All right. Yes, Grant Gustin is rumored to be the new King Kong. Oh, wait. Yeah, they don't put butts in seats. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was Gustin's final season, and in the context of both stories in Teen Titans, Gustin showing up would have been epic. Yeah, I don't really watch TV shows. You guys know that. There's only one King Kong, and his name was Bundy. All right. Ki Hu Kwan. Yeah, it's dope. Yeah. Short round. Hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones. Yeah, that guy. Bye. I have to. Oh, all right, Mike Porter. There you go. They successfully created more content. Yeah, they did. That they did. Who the hell wants to go see a movie in a theater these days when it costs an arm and 2 pints of blood and a myocardial vaccine? No, it don't require that. But, well, actually, where I live at, it's actually relatively cheap, to go to the movies. Not like some of the prices I hear out there, man. Some of the prices some of these people pay, man. Yeah. Let's see, Three Stooges with superpowers. Be 1,500 kilograms. I mean, you're not wrong. Funny, beautiful people exist, and we deserve to be represented on screen. Yes, Aglax, and you know what? You can be the representation that we need. Yeah. You notice how I said we, right? That we need. It was a cool twist. Which one was the cool twist? Dang. I've been flapping my gums so long. Eric the Guapo, thank you so much for being here. I hope all's going well with you. Eric, we need to get together one of these days. We need to get together for a stream. I know we talked about it before, but we really do. We really do, dude. We do. Luke Soka. James Jimenez, thank you so much for being here. Why are you talking shit about my best show in the world? He had some decent songs in the 90s. Moby. Did he? I don't know. So Loki is like some sort of Viking god or something? Yeah, kinda, yeah. Yeah, Moby. Play was solid. Okay. Alright. Ow, my head hurts. Here we are now going to the north side. I must have missed something here. I know I'm missing something here. Glad we are having some comic content, so I'm okay with what they bring out. The only thing that bothers me is the Wime shit. The Wime shit? The why? I'm guessing you meant time. The time shit? I don't know. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is okay, except for Ortega's. She sucks. I don't know. I've never seen it. Si, senor. Yeah. The north side is the bad side of town. I don't know. It depends on where you live, I guess. Loki is the Norse god of mischief. Yep. Who is the Greek god of mischief? Was it Apollo? Yeah. I don't know. Apollo was the sun god. I was gonna say I know a lot of them have very similar. I mean, a lot of them have the same gods essentially, like a god of mischief, a god of the sun, a god of the moon, and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of them usually have different names. Sol is the Norse sun god. Okay, there you go. See, somebody knows their shit, and that's Eric the Guapo. You can count on this man. It was 8. She was the goddess of mischief. Okay, is that 8? 8? Multiverse is the only way to have consequence-free time travel. Yeah, pretty much. Jedi Mike in the building. Yeah, time stands still. What? Yeah, the Emerald Tablet Theory. Trademark. You like that? Yeah, I like that. Trademark it. RC Scott in the building. Thank you so much for being here, my man. Aren't you at work, RC Scott? Aren't you working nights? Or you're not working nights again? Like Star Trek, there's good Star Trek and evil Star Trek. In evil Star Trek, Spock has a goatee. Yeah, absolutely. West Coast near Avengers. Throw them up. Yeah. Slipping into the future. Yeah. Retroactive causality. Yeah, there you go. That's a good name for that. Superman went back in time and saved Lois Lane from an earthquake. Was that the time that he flew around the world and made it spin backwards? Was that time? Especially for faced with aliens looking for whales. What? Oh man. It was himself. Deadpool trimmed him. Oh, you think it was Deadpool? That'd be crazy. He pruned himself. That would seem to make more sense. Oh man, it skipped on me. I've got to get ready to go here soon. I've got to get ready to go here in a few minutes. Let's see. Transparent aluminum. What? Pruned by the community. Yeah. Take me to the Wessels. Yeah. And play me some mountain music. Yeah. The multiverse of Myrtles. Yeah. We need to have one of those. A Myrtle crossover. Yeah. The beard. Yeah. You like that? Yeah. Yeah. You like that? I don't think anyone is listening to Myrtle. We are having our own conversation. You're probably right. Yeah. Exclamation rigged. Yeah. F Grace F Streamhouse. See if it works. Sounds like a porno films with Brian McCann. Thank you so much for being here, Brian. I hope all's going well with you, my brother. Porter, you still around? It was all right first inning. No, he took off, man. He won't double fist it. He won't watch me and baseball at the same time. Yeah. It's not prostitution if you film it. It's adult entertainment. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's one hell of a good point. Trinity only likes season 1 of Loki when he wears his favorite enchanted cape. Oh man. All right. Yeah, the band hammer. Um, I'll be good. Don't boot me. Nah, Aglax, you're good this time. Um, just rewatched the Netflix Marvel series and Agents of Shield. Those were good. Yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah. I heard they're completely reworking Daredevil now. They said this sucks and they fired everybody. Said get the fuck out of here and they're starting over. I hope they uh, I hope they cheese a way for him to say Dr. Jones, right? Hey, lady, they call him Dr. Jones. Yeah, yeah. Universe, universal time travel. Yeah, yeah. Multiverse. I have a plethora of pinatas. A plethora? What is a plethora? What is a plethora? Zach Wald, thank you so much for being here. I hope all's going well with you. Yeah, made it to alive. Hell yeah, dude. Hope all's going well with you. Aren't you? I could be wrong. I might be thinking of somebody else. Aren't you a trucker? Are you out like driving and watching me live? Sweet, dude. Well, I guess we'll find out if that's who I'm thinking about. If I'm thinking about the right. Well, but I know who you are. I mean, I know. Yeah. Anyway. But thank you so much for being here. Northside was a song on the Moby album. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I see. Sell them shoes, King Kong Bundy. Yeah. Yeah. You know, Peg. Marvel talking about a Deathlock TV series or film using Agents of Shield cyber tech storyline. I don't know. We'll see if that happens. A lot of people would say the Agents of Shield isn't canon, but I would argue. I would argue against that. I definitely would. But I'm down for it. I thought Deathlock was cool or Deathlock was cool in the show. Council of Myrtles, no. So you're missing all the Voyage Home references. Yeah, definitely. All this time stuff is going to collapse into one world, resulting in the most popular Marvel characters as the main characters, and in combination of Fox Kids, Hickman Secret Wars. Just want to say it again. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I want in on the Council of Myrtles. All right. Yeah. Yeah, you could be a variant. You could be one of the variants. Yeah. We got whales. Should have made them Purgles. Yeah. I have no clue what whales we're talking about. Did too much LDS back in the 60s, huh? Too much LDS? What is LDS anyway? I don't know what LDS is. I'm guessing you're saying LSD. I could be wrong. Maybe you actually did LDS. I don't know. Maybe this links the two franchises. It could. I figured they fired the Daredevil people because the new writing contracts made them more expensive. No, it was because they sucked. The writers of Daredevil was the same writers of She-Hulk. Yeah, it sucked. Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is you. See? I knew it. I remember stuff. I'm smart or something. Thank you so much for being here. Marvel should have the Boston legal writers write for court dramas. Yeah, but the thing, what I would like to see about, like the Boston legal writers, what I would like to see, regarding that comment is, how about Marvel just don't write court dramas? How about you actually just write fucking superhero flicks, movies, shows? Just write superhero shows. You don't got to do the whole, I don't need to see Jennifer Walters or fucking Matt Murdock in court doing a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't need to see all that. I mean, unless it's something very relevant to what's going on in the show, right? It's got to be very relevant. Otherwise, I don't need to see it. Jonny, I saw Mr. Bungle in concert the other week. I know, man. I seen you tag me. I was so jealous. You know what? Just like one of my good friends from back home, man. He sent me some videos where he went and seen Pantera on tour too, and I'm like, fuck. Of course, it's not the real Pantera. I got to see the actual real Pantera back in the day. But yeah, still sucks. I would have liked to have seen it. But yeah, Mr. Bungle, that's sweet, dude. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is totally canon. Okay, so we got a couple of us Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Defenders here. I'll take it. Feige said Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is canon. Yeah, but, you know, Feige's he's full of it sometimes too, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's all canon, but yeah, it can be. It should be. Yeah. I want a cannon. Hey, go get one, dude. Purchase that. I need to send the link to Josh and mock him. Oh, man. There was some Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that since I was like a little kid. I'm not a Trekkie, but Aglak's here. He is. Yeah. She-Hulk was awesome. The story of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Makes it canon. They have themselves out of canon. All right. Oh, guys, I got to get ready to go. I'm gonna wrap the show up here. Get through these last couple of chats we got here. Then I've got to go pick up the kids. Tracey W, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ran through the MCU timeline at the end of the series. They sent 2 seasons traveling the multiverse. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been 2 seasons. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, she's pregnant. What? Yo, just got off. Can't wait for this episode. Says Reefer, man. I know, man. Yeah, I hope it's good. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the second episode of Loki. I mean, hopefully, you know, hopefully it goes better than episode 2 of Loki from last season. You know, an unknown ship shows up and tries to communicate with whales, destroying the planet in the process. But all the whales are extinct. Thus, the crew steals a bird of prey and travels back in time. Yeah, Scott Ian's playing with him. I believe Charlie Benante is playing drums. Is it Scott Ian? I thought it was Scott. Oh, you mean Scott Ian was playing with Mr. Bungle. Yeah, Charlie Benante was playing drums for Pantera, and Zakk Wylde was doing guitars. Which, like, that's fucking, like, that's why I would have wanted to see the Pantera show. Zakk Wylde playing guitars, Charlie Benante playing the drums. That's fucking wild, bro. But yeah. Scott Ian with Mr. Bungle. We need a Starjammers Space Pirate series. Yeah, that would work. All right, stay safe, my brother. Of course, James Jimenez, thank you so much for being here. I just interviewed the guy who designed the Enterprise. Oh, nice. Was that on your that other channel that you're part of? Yeah. Get your dad on, my guy. Yeah, I will. Getting ready to go. Enterprise F. Let's see. Oh, it's seen at the end of Picard season 3. Oh, okay, nice. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I was gonna say because that was the one. Didn't you do that on the what's the name of the channel? I can't remember the name of the channel. That's the other channel though. I gotcha. That's pretty sweet, dude. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here, listening to me flap my gums, probably triggering you, and talking about just some of the little things that I noticed, you know, in these shows, just, you know, some of the harebrained theories I have when it comes to these traveling in time and stuff that I feel like they've kind of foreshadowed and set up in other TV series like Ms. Marvel and things like that. But, yeah, that's all I've got for today. Guys, Loki season 2, episode 2 is getting ready to drop here in about 15 minutes. Make sure you guys go check it out. I'm sure you guys can go check out the Den of Nerds live right now. I'm sure Josh is over there live getting ready to do his watch party for the show. We've also got Kendall from Nerds Underground, who's probably doing a watch along as well with Justin. Make sure you go check out either of those two guys. Some very great channels. You all have a very good day, and we'll see you in the next video or live stream, which we will be live with the Trailer Park Live this Saturday. Yeah, it's changed from Fridays to Saturdays. But you all have a good one, and we'll see you then. Later.